and I think a lot of the elements were fairly relatable, and it had a lot of great advice that you can take action on to mitigate that feeling that I think everybody's felt at one point when they're starting something. Next up, we have Ron McKenzie with his speech titled First Impressions.
Every new relationship has these iconic moments. First kiss, first dance, meeting the parents. It was May 14th, 1989. May 13th was our first date. Senior prom was magical. We overcame the first two hurdles of our moments, and now it was time to meet Christine's father. We had just finished a long walk. It was about 8:30 at night. We come back to her house, and there's her dad in the driveway. Christine says to her dad, "Dad, this is my boyfriend, Ron." And his reaction, not a word was spoken. I was mortified. I left basically right after. The 45-minute walk home gave me a lot of time to think about things. And I thought, I'm one of the top students in my class. I go to church every Sunday. I don't get in trouble. All he's seeing is the fact that I'm white. So I was frustrated. As soon as I walk home, open the door, my dad's there. I can see it on my eyes. What's the matter, Ron? So I explained what just happened, and he just smiled and laughed. This is his baby. Of course he's going to react like that. And I'm like, but I was... Fine. My dad says to me, he doesn't just give you respect. You have to earn that respect from him. I'm like, okay, I get this. And so I thought, okay, well, over time, he's going to see the kind of guy I am. He's going to understand that I'm an upstanding young man worthy of dating his daughter. So I thought, okay, we're going to have some dates, and I'm going to go to Christine's house sometimes. She's going to come to my house sometimes, and we're going to figure this out. I talked to Christine tomorrow, and she said, oh, no, I won't be going to your house. What? My parents will not allow me to go to someone else's house. If we're going to hang out together, it has to be at my house. Okay, that's not what I expected, but okay, I'm committed to this. And so we would have to get special permission to go anywhere, which was new to me. In my household, if you can get there, you can go there, basically. That's how it worked. Like once I was 16 years old and I could drive places, I could just go to those places. As long as I made it home at a reasonable hour, it was fine. It didn't matter. And so I remember it was about 2 weeks later, we had this great event we've been doing the last couple of years. We'd go to the drive-in. Now, for those who don't know, where Costco is now, it was all open fields. There was the famous Ford movie theater there. There were 4 big screens in an outdoor drive-in movie theater. And at the beginning of summer, they would have 4 movies instead of the normal 2. And so we'd always go to that. It'd be great. I invite Christine. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a great time. Me and my buddies are there. She says, well, I'll ask my parents. Sure enough, an hour later, she says, they said no, I can't go. And I thought to myself, well, logically, I can understand how an overprotective father might not be okay with his daughter staying out with a bunch of guys he doesn't know at a dark movie theater. Like, okay, that makes some sense to me. That makes some sense. And so the next week, asked to go to the mall. Parents said no. In the middle of the day, on a Saturday. And I almost didn't want to ask why. And she said, well, my dad says I've been going out too often. Gallivanting, he called it. I'm like, okay, it's unexpected, but, okay, I'm still committed to this. And so we had a number of other encounters. Sometimes we were allowed to go out, sometimes we weren't. Sometimes the rules seemed arbitrary and capricious to me. They weren't my rules, they were their rules. But I figured, I don't know how long it'll take before they figure out what kind of guy I am, but I'm willing to do this. And so what I thought was a pivotal moment was the day they moved, because I was, I understand work. Moving is work. So I'm like, I'm getting there at 8 a.m., I'm working till the last box is put away. I'm like, you're not gonna find someone who works harder than me. But still, it was more or less the same in terms of, yes, we can go to this, no, we can't go to that. And then came July 30th, Christine's birthday. We went out to Wheatley, was there with the whole family. Great time. Christine's father gave me the keys to the van to drive home. They had 2 vehicles there. And so he was okay with me driving Christine and her friends home. Christine's father's never big on words, but this act told me everything. He trusted me enough with the safety of his daughter. And on the drive back, I thought deeper about it. And I realized my whole impression was wrong. This period of time wasn't about him seeing who I was. It was me becoming who he wanted me to be. It wasn't the color of my skin. He had objections to my cultural values. The idea that if you can get there, you can go there, he fundamentally disapproved. He said, no, I don't think that's safe. It is about me adjusting my behavior to respect his position. It's not a crazy position. I don't think mine's crazy either, by the way. But the basic premise he's saying, if you're going to date my daughter, you're going to follow our rules. And once I changed, I respected him more, and he respected me more for that. So the journey, and I'm glad I did change, because now, every time I shake his hand and give him a hug, I never look back and think I was ashamed of who I was. I was a fool. No, I was frustrated. But it's through respect for him and his culture that I was able to earn the respect that I desperately wanted. Mr. Toastmaster.
That was a great